Hi, I'm Ian McGugan with Report on Business, and I'm here today with my good friend and colleague, Brian Milner, to talk about this election campaign. Brian, are you impressed with what the leaders are saying so far?
Well, the quick answer is no, because I've heard most of these things before, and we've had such an interminable pre-run up to this election that we already know exactly where they stand on most issues.
What issues should they be talking about?
Well, I think they should be talking about developing a real national economic strategy that enables us to get away from this heavy reliance on resources which are cyclical and go up and down. And I wonder if you agree.
Well, I do. I think that, manufacturing has become a disaster for this country. By some counts, there's 300,000 fewer people working in manufacturing in Ontario now than 10 years ago. And what we should do, I would agree, is have a national manufacturing strategy. Are we just going to be passively content to watch factory jobs go to Mexico? Maybe, but I think there are things that we can do.
Well, the fact is that I think we need to focus on the innovative part of that cycle. Assembly is not what Canada's going to be doing in 50 years from now. These are low-rent jobs. They aren't going to be very useful for workers. They're not going to give them real significant wage increases. We need to innovate, but we need to be able to put that innovation into Canadian companies and not have it taken away by bigger economies.
Well, I would agree with that. And let me throw another topic at you that everybody's avoiding, which is a national housing strategy. There's no reason why a country like Canada, with a population that's not growing that fast and lots of space, should have soaring home prices to the point where young people are going into hawk for their entire lives to buy a decent house.
If you take out Vancouver and Toronto out of that mix, house prices are not rising all that fast, and in some parts of Canada,
that's because they're
falling.
Already so high. The point is that, home prices have more than doubled over the past 10 years. Why? There's no reason for that I can see. Perhaps it's zoning regulations that are too restrictive. Perhaps it's the influx of foreign buyers. Perhaps it's something else. But we should find out, because essentially it's distorting everyone's personal finances.
But we're not getting any sense of that from these leaders. There is no national strategy for any of these sectors. There are just regional promises. We will make it easier to get mortgages. We will make sure that debts are low. And we will help you with your expenses by putting money in your pocket, but only if you're in this middle class, which nobody can explain anyway, because everybody's in the middle class.
Absolutely true, Brian. It amazes me that given our insights that we're not in the Senate. I understand there's a couple of positions.
Or at least in the PMO's office, where we could help fix a lot of these problems.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brian. Until next time.
My pleasure.